Tonight, we are bringing you the Class 3A Individual Wrestling Championships State Farm Arena here in Champaign-Urbana. It seems like a long time since November, but it's only been 3 months. It's been a long journey for a lot of these young men, a rough season, banged up, brutalized. Many of these young men you're going to see wrestle tonight in the finals will be moving on to college. For many of them, this will be the last time they ever put a wrestling singlet on. And tonight we've got some great matches. I'm here with Andre Morgan, also of IllinoisMatMen.com. Andre, what are some of the matches you're looking forward to the most in the finals?
I'm looking for the way we're going to open up the tournament at 126. Chris Williams, 3-time state champ, looking for a place in history, and he's taking on Mr. Rudy Yates, who's also a state champ year before last and third place finisher, and who has already beaten the #1 guy in the country. So it's just going to be a great match. Chris Williams, Thornwood, and Sandberg's Rudy Yates.
Rudy Yates from Carl
That's the main one I'm looking for. And other than that, I want to watch 113 with #1 and #2 in the state, #3 and #4 in the country.
Ranked nationally.
Jason Renteria and Austin Gomez.
It's going to be a good one. And then after that, of course,
heavyweight, the big boys. We've got a big boy match. Matt Allen, Hinsdale, really trying to join his brothers who are former state champs at heavyweight and now play football for Michigan State. So I'm really looking forward to see how he does tonight. If he can put a bracket board on the wall at the house, does he have a chance? It's going to be a great event tonight. Sit back in your chair and relax. We got it all for you right here on IllinoisMatMen.com and Comcast. You should enjoy yourself tonight.
The IHSA is achievement, focus, creativity, spirit, champions. The future plays here, the Illinois High School Association.
His opponent, a sophomore with a record of 40-2 from Plainfield East, Michael McGee. His coach, Nicholas Kirby. And in Class 3A, a sophomore with a record of 35-2 from Oak Park River Forest, Jason Renteria. His coach, Pete Collison. His opponent, a sophomore with a record of 47-1 from Glenbard North, Austin Gomez. His coach, Joe Gomez. And in Class 3A, a senior with a record of 41-1 from Cary Grove, Mike Cullen. His coach, Ryan Ludwig. His opponent, a senior with a record of 37-4 from Oak Park River Forest, Alex Madrigal. His coach, Paul Collins. And in Class 3A, a junior with a record of 41-0 from Sandburg, Rudy Yates. His coach, Tony Siebert. His opponent, a senior with a record of 41-2 from Thornwood, Chris Williams. His coach, Ron Galvin. And in Class 3A, a sophomore with a record of 46-1 from St. Rita, Austin O'Connor. His coach, John Murphy. His opponent, a senior with a record of 43-1 from New Trier, Alec McKenna. His coach, Mark Tailman. In Class 3A, a sophomore with a record of 36-11 from Marvin Academy, Anthony Saloni. His coach, Nick Selection. His opponent, a junior with a 38-3 record from Lockport, Shane Oster. His coach, John Oster. And in Class 3A, a senior with a record of 27-0 from Oak Park River Forest, Larry Early III. His coach, Joe Conway. His opponent, with a record of 42-1, a senior from Crystal Lake South, Eric Pavone. His coach, Ross Ryan. And in Class 3A, a junior with a record of 37-0 from Oak Park River Forest, Walter White. His coach, Jeremy Powell. His opponent, a junior with a record of 47-2 from Willowbrook, Matt Rowland. His coach, Brian Murphy Jr. And in Class 3A, a senior with a record of 38-1 from Libertyville, Joey Gunther. His coach, Jeff Kesky. His opponent, a senior with a record of 33-3 from Oak Park River Forest, Matthew Rundell. His representative, Mike Rundell. And in Class 3A, a junior with a record of 40-5 from Marmion Academy, Riley DeMoss. His coach, Donnie Reynolds. His opponent, a freshman with a record of 49-2 from Willowbrook, Jack Jessen. His coach, Gary Walker. And in Class 3A, a senior with a record of 39-0 from Hanamiga, Tyler DeMoss. His coach, Jimmy Powell. His opponent, a junior with a record of 40-2 from Marmion Academy, Nathan Drexler. His coach, Ryan Cumpy. And in Class 3A, a senior with a record of 40-1 from East Aurora, Timothy Young. His coach, Frank Davidson. His opponent, a senior with a record of 37-8 from Glenbard North, Luke Greenberg. His coach, Tom Adela. And in Class 3A, a junior with a record of 48-3 from Plainfield South, Eric Johnson. His coach, Corey Carver. His opponent, a junior with a record of 44-1 from Hinsdale South, Joshua King. His coach, Kevin Formensky. And a junior with a record of 44-2 from Hinsdale Central, Matt Allen. His coach, Jimmy Sajin. His opponent, a senior with a record of 44-2 from Marist, Jake Ford. His coach, Bill Durkin.
Performed by Ryan Ganson of Geneseo High School, who has been selected to perform the national anthem at this year's IHSA Individual Wrestling State Final Tournament.
Again, Yates from Carl Sandburg, Williams from Thornwood, and
A junior from Sandburg, Rudy Yates. His opponent, a senior from Thornwood, Chris Williams.
yes, I believe that's Quintroy Harrell, the head coach for Harvey Twisters, yes. And we're underway.
You know, when wrestlers have wrestled each other multiple times, it makes it really, really tough, especially when you're in a match like this where it's so much riding on it. You know, a lot of times a mistake will make the difference in the match, so you don't want to make a mistake.
And it would appear like both guys are kind of feeling each other out, wrestle a little bit from the knees, and there's Yates.
Nice slide by.
Nice slide. He's got a mat return him to get the two. a winner off the mat.
Unbelievable. To get that close to a takedown and not get it, but that just shows the skill, though, of knowing mat awareness, knowing where you're at. Kind of got out of bounds without it really looking like he was trying to get out. At least that's what it looked like to me.
And again, Yates, a junior, came into the tournament with a 39-0 record. And Williams, a senior, came into the tournament with a 41-2 record. Of course, as we said, Chris Williams, a 3-time state champ. Rudy Yates, state champ at 106 pounds as a freshman, placed third last year at 120. And here he is back in the finals. He was formerly a Brother Rice. And, nope, good whizzer.
That was nice attempt, nice barrel roll there. That looks like 2 to me there. He's got a leg in.
See, there it is. There's your 2. That was a good whizzer by Yates. I thought he might be able to fight it off.
Yep.
But good whizzer by Williams. I thought he might be able to fight it off, but it looks like Yates got a little bit too deep.
Yeah, he did. Yates is the more aggressive in terms of hitting actual technique. You know, he had 2 legit shots and scored with 1. So you can't win a championship when it's everything's on the line without making the extra risk to actually score. And I haven't seen.
Good scramble there. Oh, looks like, is he going to get 2? No, they called no points.
He fought off really nice.
I tell you, I thought he was in trouble there.
I thought he was too.
That was a nice move there by Williams. Caught him kind of on his butt.
Yep. Just did a little knee tap there from a front headlock. You know.
Okay, so it's 2-1, and we're going to go into the second period. Now, Yates, formerly of Brother Rice, left Brother Rice after 2 years there, wrestled for Carl Sandburg this year. Looked really good most of the season, winning the Rex Whitlatch. Again, had a great Clash tournament.
Williams got away pretty easily there, so now we'll see who's the aggressor. It's
nice fireman's.
It's Yates again. He's being aggressive. He's going after this victory. Yeah, that was 2. There's no question about that. That was 2.
That was a nice fireman's.
Yeah,
there.
it was. It was.
You know, and a lot of pressure on Williams. I mean, you're a 3-timer, and you know this is it right here. But 4-2. I mean, obviously we've got a long ways to go. We're only in the second period.
Now he's gotten away pretty easily the last couple times, and maybe it's just the emotion of getting taken down, but he's getting rid now. So that's not the right.
And there's a stall warning.
Yeah, he needs to. Williams needs to focus and just methodically get those points back one at a time. But you know, Yates has got a lot of pressure on him. He's really wrestling tough. So.
And nothing given yet. A little bit of a scramble here. Williams got to separate.
Yep, it's.
There's your stalemate.
You know, it's to Yates' advantage to stay tied up in those positions. You know what I mean?
Burn clock.
So Williams needs to get to his feet and get away like he did the last 2 times.
Now there's a good first move. Yeah, Yates did a good job of countering it, but I like that. I can't stand when you see that whistle blow and a guy on the bottom just kind of tenses up, doesn't do anything. That was a good first move by Williams, and he almost got out. Tilt, Yates with a tilt.
Oh, he's got it.
He's got it. He's getting points.
You know what? I'm impressed with Rudy Yates. He's going after the victory. He's taking risks, he's scoring points, and he's being aggressive.
Well, I think at this point, body language says everything right here. 6-2 your score, and we've got 5 seconds left in the second period.
Not sure what he was calling there.
Yeah, I don't know if he put the hand up or
doing a little. Was it like he was trying to?
I don't know. What do we got here?
Piece of tape came off or something. But this is Rudy, though. I was wondering if he was trying to role play a little bit, act a little bit and try to draw a warning for stalling.
Yeah.
For
like, hey, what's the guy doing?
Exactly. Yeah. It's all part of the strategy, to get in the guy's head and get the official kind of on your side, thinking you're the aggressive wrestler. You may need it at the end.
Right, and Williams has been warned for stalling, so the next time it will be a point. Okay, and he cuts him. Just says, let's get on our feet. 7-2, third period, here we go.
Let's see who's going to be taking the risk and taking the shots. You can kind of see that Williams is looking for that knee pick again, but that's kind of the defensive position.
Yeah,
he's kind of. But see, you can't, you really can't score there.
Yeah, he's just blocking. He's blocking it. He's afraid of that tilt. Oh.
he's going after it. His head is in the match. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, and he's leading 7-2, but he's not letting up. He's not going defensively.
As a coach, when you see the body language of the wrestlers, when you see so much riding on the match, and you can't just throw bad moves out there.
He's in on that fireman.
Oh, he's in on it again.
Yep. Nice low fireman's too.
Yep. All Williams can do now is just hope for. Oh,
he's got the whizzer in. He's trying to hip over.
Good thing it wasn't a quick call there, because I didn't think he was coming out of that one.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But
still 7-2.
But if he's going to have any shot of winning this match,
he's got to take a risk.
He's got to shoot something and commit to it. He's kind of wrestling like he's winning by a point or two. So.
And speaking of being a coach, you're also an Olympic coach.
Yes, to me, wrestling involves a lot of strategy and tactics. It's not just your ability to be in shape and your ability to hit moves. Like, the match we're watching here, with a guy like Williams that's losing, he's not really firing any really legitimate offensive shots where he's going to take some risks and commit. On the other hand, Rudy Yates has scored by taking some risks. A couple times he didn't come up with the takedown, but he was very close. But he's still attacking. You like to see that as a coach.
He's still attacking, exactly, even though he's up 7-2. And we've got 8 seconds left to go. 7-2. Basically, I think Williams has got to have a feet to back.
Yeah, and doesn't look like that's going to happen now.
No, now he's just going to let the time go out, and there it is. Well, Rudy Yates, Carl Sandburg, your winner by a 7-2 decision, denies Chris Williams a fourth state title.
Wow. There's pressure there.
A lot of pressure.
He wrestled like there was pressure, and I'm sure he wishes he could have that match back maybe. But I'd like to see the sportsmanship that's being displayed right now, too. That's awesome. Great victory.
Yeah.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
I'm here with Rudy Yates, Sandburg Eagles, newly crowned 38-0, undefeated Illinois state champ at 126 pounds. Rudy, arguably the biggest match of the tournament this weekend. You're faced a three-time state champion, Chris Williams. Just tell me about your thought process going into the match.
He's a great wrestler, and I knew it was going to be a tough match, so I just had to prepare myself mentally, and I think I wrestled really well, and that's probably the best I've wrestled all year, and I'm just happy it was out on this stage in front of all these fans.
I noticed you had 2 takedowns. You built up a lead 4-2, and then you got the near fall. That was big, correct?
Yeah, that was huge. I work on top all the time because I feel like I'm good on my feet, but I can definitely get better on top. And when I had that cross wrist, I mean, I knew I had to go.
Now, Chris Williams, obviously a very, very dangerous opponent.
Yeah.
I noticed that you wrestled very close to him. You didn't give him a lot of space. Was that part of your strategy?
Yeah, I mean, that's how I wrestle everybody, though. I mean, I don't like to be out in space because, I mean, I'm shorter and I wrestle a lot of tall guys that shoot from the outside. So I like to be right up in their face and working my tie-ups.
Well, Rudy Yates, you're back on the top of the podium. You missed the top last year. You came in third. You were a freshman state champ, as a freshman. Now you're back at the top. Just tell me what it feels like to be a state champion in this big arena and with all the pressure and the accolades and things that were surrounding this match.
It's amazing. I mean, it's hard to describe it unless you're out there feeling it. So, I mean, even before the match when the crowd's cheering, I mean, whether they're cheering for me or against me, it just fires me up and I'm ready to go.
Well, there you have it. This is Rudy Yates, the 126-pound state champion from Sandburg, with one of the biggest wins of the tournament here over Chris Williams of Thornwood. Congratulations, Rudy. Great job, and we'll see you back here at the side of the mat next year.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to move to 132 pounds now. And in your 132-pound final, we have Austin O'Connor from St. Rita in the navy blue singlet. In the white singlet, McKenna from New Trier. Now, Austin O'Connor was last year state champ at 106 pounds. It would be fair to say he grew a bit.
He grew a tad bit, right? But that's great, though. Now he's ready for college, Now,
O'Connor coming into the tournament, a sophomore with a record of 44-1 coming into the tournament. Alec McKenna from New Trier, also a senior, coming in with a record of 43-1. McKenna's lone loss in the Rex Whitlatch final to Class 2A finalist Dylan Duncan of Montini.
From St. Rita, Austin O'Connor, his opponent from New Trier.
And our referees at this 132-pound final, James Carnahan and Ryan McKeel.
I like the aggressiveness right off the whistle, going out, taking a shot, being aggressive. It's all about someone taking the risk, though, and trying to take it early instead of waiting to the end to where there's all that pressure riding on that last takedown.
A little attempt there by O'Connor. Unable to finish. He's still got it. McKenna got the whizzer in, but still no points. No, he's out of it.
That little interaction there should have loosened both wrestlers up. Now they're ready to go. They both took legitimate shots. You kind of have to get that pressure off. Nice slide by there.
And there's the two. Yeah, good step over. Looked like McKenna tried to go out for the switch there right away, and O'Connor counters by stepping over.
Yep. I thought that might have been a little quick, maybe, but I'm glad that it ended up the way it did. You'd hate to see a call happen too quickly, but.
And he cuts him, puts him on his feet, went neutral right away. So under a minute to go, first period, 2-1, O'Connor leading.
O'Connor's always been a little aggressive, and he's being aggressive here. He's taking the risk.
And on a shot there, and again, McKenna,
nice takedown.
Good takedown.
To win, you have to take the risk. You have to, it's not just being aggressive, too. It's taking legitimate shots so that you can score.
Oh,
nice.
Wow. No, rolled through. That was close.
That was very close. He's dangerous there. He always has been, That could have been the match right there.
Yeah.
I want to see a replay.
Yeah. So 4-1, 12 seconds to go first period. And that's 4-1 O'Connor from St. Rita leading. He was very close to getting back points on that turn.
Oh,
McKenna
absolutely.
was able to roll through, but that's the end of your first period.
Mac, you're right. That first move off the bottom, to me, that gets me too. When they don't move, they don't get that. That's your opportunity to try to get something going right away. Put the guy on the defensive. But wrestlers don't, they just, a lot of them, even the good wrestlers, don't really go after the first move.
There's another takedown.
Yes, just.
Yeah, O'Connor's really getting after it.
Confidence is building. You know, when you build a lead like that, 6'2", he's got a couple takedowns pretty, not easy, but he got them pretty as planned, I guess. And so now he's going after more. You know, that's a very effective ride too. When you get out like that with that near wrist ride, you come out front, going for a turn. It's really hard for the bottom wrestler to get away, and it just eats up the clock.
Here we go. Back to the neutral position. 6-3 score. Minute to go. Second period.
Nice.
Wow.
Shot, came up, did a whip over. But it was whip over, not to get the whip over, but just to kind of like a slide by from an underhook. Slick.
So 8-3 your score. So far, O'Connor clearly in control of the match. Working that arm. Got a wing in now. And they're off. Yeah, we'll see what McKenna does from the bottom here this time. So the other thing, too, you know, if you don't get a first move, you give a guy a chance to break you down, get that leg in.
Yes.
He's in a short sit here.
I'm a proponent of getting to your feet and going for hand control. You know, when you switch and you roll and things like that, if you don't get any of those maneuvers, you're stuck on the mat still.
You're still on the mat, yeah. Well, here we go, third period, 8-3, and again, O'Connor seemingly in control, and he's going to opt for neutral position, which, you know, hey, he's been able to take him down at will this match, so why not?
Yeah, he's confident now. He's just going after.
Yeah, there's another double, nice double
right
leg
to his
right
back.
to his back. Wow. 10-3, and he's gonna, looks like he's gonna cut him.
See, when I see guys doing stuff like that, you know, McKenna has to raise his intensity level up. You know, sure, you may be getting beat, but don't, you know, you just have to raise your intensity level up. Will stop a lot of that scoring. But, you know, O'Connor's good.
Yeah. Oh, and he's still getting after it. I mean, the thing is, he's not just wrestling, he's working for a fall.
Yeah, he is. And if he gets McKenna on his back, believe me, he will probably work very hard for the fall.
And there's going to be a potentially dangerous. Yeah, anytime you get a hold of that arm, the referees look really hard at that. That arm bar on the back or that arm lever, either one, they're going to be keying in on that.
And he went after it. You know, he
did. 12-5. Back to the neutral. There's O'Connor, just relentless. He's not slowing down a bit. Wow. Two more. 14-5. Minute to go.
You know, when you're a wrestler like McKenna, you're getting beat like that. You know, I give him a lot of credit. He's hanging in there. He's fighting still, but there's really not much you can do, really.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to mount any offense at all this match. I mean, he's been fighting off O'Connor the whole match. So 14-6, 41 seconds to go in the match.
Yeah, he's going, you know, it's nice to get a little moral victory maybe.
There you go. Yeah.
You know, get a takedown and. But he's got to get the takedown though. He's got to, you know.
He may run out of mat space here.
Yeah, I think so.
Or time, 15 seconds.
Connor's doing a great job of just being on the edge. He's safe there. I don't think he's going to get it.
No. 5 seconds.
O'Connor's not going to give him the satisfaction of one takedown.
No, there's your final 14-6 winner by major decision. Austin O'Connor of St. Rita. And without being too premature, here's the deal. O'Connor's a sophomore,
wow.
two-time state champ. He's got a shot to go for 4.
Yep, and I don't, you know, the way he wrestled there, he can throw, he can shoot, he can ride, he can turn. He's got all the skills.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
I'm standing here with Austin O'Connor, St. Rita Mustangs. He's got his bracket board here, 132-pound state champion. Kind of dominated in that match. Tell me what went on in that match.
I knew the kid was good at defense, so I wanted to pick up the pace right away, get the first takedown, and continue from that.
All right. Now, you had a great season all year long. Just what got you to this point? You know, last year did not end the way you wanted it to end, right? What did you do differently?
Train harder. I thought last year was pretty good too, with the finals with Renteria. This year, I thought I improved a lot. Got to bump up a couple weight classes. Wrestled with my partner every day harder, Jake Sozer, and this continued getting better.
So now you've got, what, 2 of these bracket boards?
Yeah.
This one's going to go next to the other one?
Yeah.
All right, so now you're 2 years, 2 bracket boards. You got an opportunity for 4. Are you even thinking that far ahead?
Not yet. Looking to get my 3rd one first. If I could get that, then yeah, hopefully I could get my 4th. But got to focus on next year now, in the off season.
Well, there it is. That's Austin O'Connor. He's been to the Dome twice. He's left with 2 bracket boards. 2-time state champ, St. Rita Mustangs. Congratulations, champ.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At 138 pounds in the finals, we have Anthony Cheloni, a sophomore, coming in with a record of 34-11, coming into the tournament with a record of 34-11, and Shane Oster from Lockport. Oster from a fairly famous wrestling family.
You know, a nice single there, taking the risk early.
And that's Cheloni from Army and Academy. He's in that blue and silver colored singlet, the gold singlet of Lockport for Shane Oster. Oster, one of the funkier style wrestlers, just like his brothers. He is a carbon copy of the way his brothers wrestled. Lanky, great with a cross-body ride, great in the scrambles.
He's proving it right now even.
He was a Southwest Suburban Conference champ earlier in the season. And a junior. He came into the tournament with a record of 38-3.
Yeah, he's real methodical with the way he wrestles, you know. I didn't see him getting that, but he just kind of, sort of very methodically did an arm drag, and now he's, you're right, he is
with that
funky.
crab ride, yeah. And he likes to throw that stuff.
Easier said than done. I was going to say,
Yeah.
you can't roll with a guy like that, you know. You just have to somehow not roll with him.
Yeah, and I think here what you mentioned before, coming to your feet is the absolute best thing Cheloni can do. You don't want to be on your knees or your butt on the mat with this guy. You want to come straight up, try and get wrist control, and
Absolutely.
get separation.
And see, you know, Cheloni is kind of rolling with him, you know. Oh, he's out.
He's got a whizzer in. Oster on the leg, so they haven't given anything yet. Still 4-1.
Oh, nice ankle pick there. He's going for a reversal, or at least
he's going to get the one. He's going to get the one. So 4-2.
I'm impressed with Cholney. He's not really intimidated, you know, by Ulster's ability to roll and his ability to counter and his funkiness. He's wrestling.
And, well, and the thing is, and, you know, I don't want to play down Cholney being here in the finals, but if you look at the rankings on Illinois Mat Men, which are brought to you by GEI Wrestling Apparel, if you look at the state rankings, Cholney, he was up there, but he wasn't one of the guys that most of us would have figured to be in the finals.
No, not at all. And, you know, you look at his record, too. You know, he's taken some losses, but he's going after it. He attempted a kind of a turn just now, a cradle from the feet, which is very difficult to do.
And he's got the legs in. Though Oster's not one of the safer people to put the legs in on. He working the head.
This is what I like to see. A wrestler shows his confidence. You know, Cholney is wrestling. He's wrestling his style. He's not letting his style. There he's trying to
cradle again.
Yeah, he's trying to set it up. Like I can tell, he's setting that up.
Second period, 4-2. So far, he's got the ride out, and he's going for the cradle again.
Yeah, he is. He's being kind of risky with it, but, you know, he's wrestling his style. He's not letting the, you know, the reputation of Oster affect him, but, you know.
I believe he's still got the leg.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's got the leg locked up, so there's no change here. And Oster's got to kind of say, okay, you got 28 seconds. Do you go just for the escape, or are you going to go for the reversal here?
I'm a proponent of getting points. You know, get the points when you can. And now it looks like his opportunity is kind of gone now.
Yeah, it looked like he was in good position there to try and at least get 1 point, but instead, now here we go, 7 seconds.
Nice recovery
Cholney with the ride out so far. He's got 6 seconds to hold him down. Our two referees in this bout are Shane Morgan and Bill Honeycutt. Shane Morgan, one of the top-ranked referees in the state.
Nice ride out there. I mean, he's really. Oh.
Yep, that's it. So that's Cholney with the ride out. Going into the third period, score still 4-2. And let's see what Cholney does from the bottom here. A little bit of a roll there.
Yep, he's rolling. Again, I'm a proponent of getting to your feet. But, you know.
Looks like he's going to scoot. Oh, nice hip over. Oh, my gosh. He kind of threw the legs over the body there, but wild scramble here. It looks like Cholney's going to get the reversal off of it. 4-4. Good little scramble there.
Oster is a bit funky, you know. But you know what? Cholney is kind of saying, you know, we'll have none of that. I'm going to just wrestle the way I wrestle. I guess you could say Cholney's a little bit funky too, actually.
Yeah, he is. He is.
But, you know, the only way you can win is to wrestle the way you know how to wrestle. You can't
You can't always worry about what the other guy's doing.
Yes, absolutely. You just got to do what you know how to do.
You're going to get a stalemate.
Got to be smart about it, but you can't shut down, because then you have very little chance of winning.
So here it is. Scores tied. Third period, minute 11 to go. And Oster starting from the bottom.
See, from a strategic point, you know, to win the match, he's going to have to let him go and take him down or go to overtime. I mean, you know, that's what you're looking at here.
And there's that stall warning. He held on to him a little bit too long there in the standing position. Oster fighting to get out. There it is.
Yep.
There's your one.
Yep, he had to do that.
He had to. He couldn't risk getting a stall point. They will call. You've got the stall warning, and, you know, they'll give you that 3 or 4 seconds, but if you're not improving, boom.
He took a shot that wasn't that great of a shot, and now this just eats up a lot of time. Of course, so Oster doesn't care. He likes being down there.
Yeah, he feels comfortable, and he's up by that 1 point now, 5-4. We're going to get a stalemate. So here we are, back to the neutral. 25 seconds to go in the match.
Great call by the official to get them back on their feet. Now let's just see with Cholney if he can get a good hard set, a good offensive maneuver to try to get a takedown.
He's got plenty of time. He's got 20 seconds. He's only down by 1 point. but he's got to try something.
Can't let it go down to 10 seconds. I don't know.
There's a shot, kind of far out.
Very good shot.
And
8
Oster
seconds.
hasn't been warned for stalling, so he can take a warning at this point. And I think that's going to end our match right here.
You know, Geloni kind of lost steam at the end. He
Right
just
at the
sort of
end.
didn't really believe he could get it done.
And he came back to get right back in the match, 4-4. You know, he was being beat 4-1, got back into the match, and then just kind of let it get away there at the end.
Yeah, he's not going to like that when he watches that match. You know, he's not going to like his energy level at the end.
Yeah,
I thought he was in a position to win it.
It looked like it. I mean, he had the momentum going, 4-4. He'd ridden Oster out, and so Shane Oster is going to be your 138-pound Class 3A champ by a 5-4 decision.
The IHSA is competition, teamwork, integrity, determination, triumph. The future plays here, the Illinois High School Association.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to start our 145-pound final here. Larry Early of Oak Park River Forest High School in the navy blue singlet, and he's facing Eric Barone of Crystal Lake South.
Oh, nice.
And these two met last year in the semifinals, Early winning in a wild overtime match. A couple weeks ago, Early won a very close 3-2 decision over Barone at the Husky Invite. Early last year, state champ at this weight class at 145 pounds. Barone a placer. I believe he was 5th or 6th. Early bound for University of Minnesota next year.
You can tell this is going to be close. They seem to know each other's technique, but they're trying technique. I mean, Early's taking the more legitimate attempts at this point, but they're both fairly cautious. He's trying to do that slide by a little bit. I see a lot of wrestlers have mastered that now. That's a real.
And Early has a really good low ankle attack, and of course Barone knows that, so he's going to keep a hand low.
Exactly. You know, when you wrestle someone multiple times, you know, you got to be innovative. You got to kind of tweak your style a little bit to get past that guy, you know, that you have to beat.
And our referees for this match are Mike Herkus and Tom Futris.
I like Early's tie-up, though. You know, he's kind of has a sort of a Russian arm tie. Not really. It's kind of like more like a wrist lock, you know. But it's effectively slowing Early down, and that's a smart thing to do.
And so we're still scoreless with just 27 seconds left to go in the first period, and this pretty much was going to be a close match, and so far they're still feeling each other out a little bit here and there.
Yeah, Barone is saying, you know, he's protecting his ankles so well that, you know, he's saying we'll have none of that ankle stuff right now. So, and that's all Early was attempting. So when you shut down the guy's main way to take you down, then that, I'd say Barone's done a great job of neutralizing.
So we do have a scoreless first period. So we're going to go to the second period now. Early on bottom.
No first move again, although I'm a stickler about that. But, you know, when you're in these tight matches like this, you have to get on your feet and get yourself in a position where you can score. Can't score when you're getting ridden tight like that, and it's tough. Takes a lot out of you.
Yep, now here he comes up. Yeah, Barone still riding tough. Wicked mat return.
Yeah, it is. That
Pretty
takes
much burying him face first.
takes
Instead
a
of
lot
bringing
out
him
of
back, just driving him forward.
Takes a lot out of you when that happens.
Okay, so we're going to get a restart here. Minute 35 to go, second period. Scoreless, 145-pound final. And early is out. 1-0.
Nice, safe shot on the edge, but that could have been a little strategy there. But I don't.
Well, Early now is a 4-time All-Stater, 3-time finalist, won the championship last year at 145 pounds. So he's going for his second title.
Early's only looking for one thing. He's looking to get a low shot in, and he's wrestling kind of off his knees.
He has a pretty good go behind, too. He has Barone kind of defensive right now, but Barone pretty much knows what to expect.
Yeah, he does. He does. He's doing this. It's going to look like a slide by if he gets it, Barone, but he gets that kind of that modified Russian arm tie wrist lock, and he kind of shucks it by. He's going for that multiple times, and
looks like he's working a front head here. He's got that long reach.
Yeah, they do. Yep, and he's not giving him.
He's going to try and pop that head, try and use that arm, get a little bit of leverage to scoot around behind. Barone trying to keep him in front.
And unfortunately, with Early with that bandage or the brace on his arm, it makes it easier to hang on. Because you can grab his bicep there and hang on a lot easier.
10 seconds to go. That's going to end the second period.
It's all going to come down to the last period, or possibly in overtime.
And we could be, yeah. When they met at the semifinals last year, it went into overtime, and it was a wild match. It could have gone either way. So, Barone on bottom. Has a flat ankle stance on the bottom. Comes right up. Early with a mat return. Barone right back up.
That's the best position to be in because, the official starts to get on the top wrestler to do something.
He's going to cut him there. There it is.
Yep.
There's your escape. So
he kind of had to.
He had to. Yeah, he had to let him go at that point. So it's 1-1. We got a minute 35 to go, and this is it for the match right here. There's that shot right off the whistle.
He finally picked it up. Oh.
Nice step over. Nope. He counted. He got a swipe.
Wow.
It looks like he's going to get 2. Are we going to get? Are they going to give it to him here? Now they're going to confer. The referees are going to confer because the question is, did he have? No. They did give him the takedown, though.
Absolutely.
No back points, but they did give him the takedown. So here it is, 3-1. Minute 19 to go.
I would say, he was on his back. But,
Yeah, and look, it could have been. I mean, it looked like the referee was counting. I don't, at least we got a 1 swipe there.
Yep.
But at least the referees conferred, and that's what they were, that was the call.
And Barone's takedown was off of a mistake.
Off a bad shot.
And really, Early could have did something a little safer with a single, came up, finished that, but he tried to put him on his back. Legit move too, but
3-1, and there's an escape. So 3-2 we're looking at. Plenty of time, 54 seconds.
Fireworks.
Again, here we go.
Just like before,
Here we go.
Both wrestlers have a chance. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
we like that low ankle. All right, so
that could have been the match.
50 seconds, and that could have been the match, and it's pretty much 46 seconds with that 1 point. Early's under pressure, and Barone has not been warned. There's the ankle.
Nice ankle.
They're in a scramble, no points. Barone locks the crotch up. Early's going to try and work around. There's still no points. Still, that should. Oh, no, he grabbed the ankle. 25 seconds. Oh, they called it off the mat.
I don't know. That to me, that's two.
Like two.
That's two.
Oh my God.
That's two.
I thought that was two also. And the referees are going to talk again.
Yeah.
I thought that was two. Nope, no points.
Wow.
So 25 seconds.
Wow. Now this
3-2. Here you go.
Early's proven that if he shoots and gets it, now he's going to go for a throw. To me, go get your single again.
He's 20 seconds.
I mean, he came close to scoring both times he shot.
He did. Now he's letting the clock burn. 12 seconds. Nope. Nothing.
See, that's
8 seconds.
not a great strategy.
No.
I think he needs to shoot, get something, and get a takedown.
There's your stall warning, but it could be a little bit too late. 3 seconds. Nope, nothing. 2 seconds. It looks like Barone's going to hang on for the win here.
Yep.
Which is 2 seconds to go. There's your upset, though. These two wrestled so close, it's hard to say upset, but and there it is, your state champion, Eric Barone of Crystal Lake South.
And you know, it goes down to
3-2.
The wrestler being the most consistent and the one that makes the fewest mistakes.
Yeah.
And Early made a mistake.
Yeah.
You know.
So there you have it. Yeah, I'd say he's a little happy. A little tired, but pretty happy.
Absolutely.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
I'm here with Eric Barone, the newly crowned 145-pound state champion, Crystal Lake South. And you just won. You just beat the #1 guy, a national champion. How'd you pull off this win?
Well, I've wrestled him a lot, and I know what he does. He knows what I do. I knew we were going to go in there. It was going to be one of the hardest matches I had all year. Probably going to say it was the hardest match I had all year. And Coach told me that if I stay aggressive and I don't stop, I'll get it.
Now, you just wrestled your last high school match. But however, it's not your last match on this mat right here because you're about to be fighting Illini. Talk about what it's like to win in this venue and to be coming here to wrestle here next year.
It's just the perfect way to start to start my season for college, start my career. I mean, it's just, I couldn't be happier right now.
Well, there you have it. Big upset here. Mr. Eric Barone with a big win here. Over Larry Early III. Congratulations, you are an Illinois state champion.
Thank you, I couldn't be happier right now.
In 6th place, Christian Hall of Green Money. In 5th place, Brandon Peshek of Johnsburg. In 4th place,
That'll be Matt Rowland, and he will be facing Isaiah White of Oak Park River Forest. Isaiah White, state champion last year at 138 pounds, jumped up 2 weight classes. White undefeated. And ironically, Matt Rowland, 47-2, both losses coming to White at the regionals and at the sectionals. So basically, this is the 3rd time in 3 weeks these two have met in the finals.
Wow. Well, you know what? That's what it's all about, consistency, you know. And if you beat a guy once, you should be able to beat him again. But at the same time, if you are competitive
and there's the two,
and you're a gamer, you figure out what you have to do to beat the guy if he's beating you.
Yeah, they're calling him Walter White here. He actually goes by Isaiah, but White currently ranked #1 in the country at 152 pounds. Was a Fargo champ last summer, Ironman champ this year. really been tough all season.
Yep, he's only a junior still.
Yeah, he'll be back for one more. Again, state champ last year, finished third his freshman year, so he's got a shot at being a 4-time All-Stater and a 3-time state champ.
I like the way he came out right away and took the risk to score, to get ahead, to get some points.
And he lets him go. Now, the thing is, too, we were talking about familiarity before, but having to face a guy 3 weeks in a row.
and losing 3 weeks in a row, that's tough. I mean, it's hard to believe in your heart that you're going to win this one, you know. But you got to try different things. You got to try something a little bit different. You got to watch the films, get a little different strategy.
And for Roland, I mean, a junior, and your only 2 losses are to the number 1 ranked guy in the country. You know, and of course, coming from a pretty good program. Roland's had an older brother who was a state finalist. Willowbrook also had a 2-time state champ, Congeni, a few years back. So they turn out a lot of top individuals. Well coached. So 4-1, we've got about 17 seconds left to go in the first period.
Yeah, I've only known him as Isaiah White.
Yeah.
Now, you know, it's interesting. You see, you know, Walter is dominant on his feet, but yet he's choosing to ride him. So, you know, he's clearly winning, but it appears like he can score a lot more on his feet. So maybe he could score a lot more points on the feet if he let him go.
He's actually pretty comfortable on the mat. Obviously, he's really good on his feet. And be interesting to see if he's just going to ride here, or if he can't turn him, if he's going to say, okay, let's go back to our feet. It's two takedowns already in the first period. Now we're in the second period here. Roland is on bottom, and that's Roland in the black singlet for Willowbrook and White in the navy blue singlet for Oak Park River Forest.
Tough ride by White. I mean,
a lot of pressure.
Keeping his pressure on his weight, has his near wrist tied up.
Okay, and our referees for this match are veteran Dan Fulcher and Tony Clark. Again, officiating so far has been pretty good. The last match we saw a couple that could have gone other way, but for the most part it's been pretty good. And again, as we mentioned before, these guys that you see here at the state finals are selected from all the officials in the state specifically for these matches in the finals. Now White running a crossface.
Yeah, he's riding really tough, you know. And really, you know, these wrestlers have to set goals for themselves. And even though White's won all their matches, maybe he's thinking, I want to take it up a notch. I want to see if I can turn him now. I want to see, can I put him on his back? You know I can take him down, so this is a bigger challenge to me to see if I can turn him.
And he looked for a minute there like he was trying to get a double arm to work a tilt. They'll just go back to a ride here. Roland hasn't really been able to do much off the bottom.
No, not at all. Now, as a strategy, as a coach, you know, from Oak Park, I don't know if I would think I'd want to see my wrestler score more points on his feet, you know, for a lot of reasons.
And there's a point for stalling. Oh. And that's going to end the second period 5-1. And White sees going neutral.
Yep.
Yeah, going neutral.
I'd like to see him, if he does score, continue to score off his feet. At least from a fan standpoint, you know, fans want to see action. I think our sport needs to see that. Might be an opportunity for him to start to display some of his dominance on his feet.
we got going on here?
Poke in the eye or something like that.
Okay, well, we're going to get a restart here. Minute 45 to go, third period. White leading 5-1.
You know, the thing with a guy like Roland, who, you know, who's not won the other encounters, I think you just kind of maybe go after it now. You know, you got nothing to lose. Try to score something.
And White trying to pull him back on the mat. That's going to be
like
two.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's going to be two. Yeah, look at. They're saying. See, now they're saying go neutral. So 7-2 will be the score. Minute 15 to go.
It's like White's having fun now. He wants to just relax and have some fun and show a little bit of enthusiasm, and that body language is real tough for Roland, I'm sure, because he kind of realizes I'm really not, you know, in a position to win this match. But the real issue is now, the real challenge is, how do you handle that? Do you still compete hard? Do you still maybe try to get some points?
Wow.
Which is
snap down on a throw by, and there's two more. 9-2. And he's going to let him go 9-3. Yeah, I think having his teammate lose the match before might have put a little fire in him, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Rolling in a front headlock. He's got to try to do something with that.
25 seconds. Okay, 20 seconds to go, third period. White in the lead, 9-3. 15.
Let's see if White can get another takedown, just to establish the fact that
there's a
he's going
shot.
after it.
On it. 9-3 is going to be your final. Your 152-pound champ, Isaiah White, Oak Park River Forest. #1 ranked 152-pounder in the country.
Wow, that's a pretty hefty title there.
Yeah. And in his case, you can honestly say he earned it because he's beaten head-to-head just about every single guy below him in that weight class and in the 145-pound weight class when he was at Fargo.
Wow, impressive. Lots of wrestling.
Just wrapped up his second title, so next year he'll be going for #3.
The IHSA is leadership, intensity, dreams, artistry, passion. The future plays here. The Illinois High School Association.
Isaiah White, formerly known as Walter Wright on your bracket board, IHSA two-time state champion as a junior, just completed a perfect undefeated season. It's kind of been a really good year for you. Fargo champ, Ironman champ, just, you're not losing, are you?
Nah, I mean, I know if I just keep moving my feet, get my hands going, a huge chance I'm gonna win.
We also have his coach here, assistant coach Jeremy Powell. You were a national champion in college. What do you see in Isaiah White that makes him a champion?
Man, his heart, his determination, and just the way he go after things. He got a competitive nature that's, man, that you can't coach, man. And I love seeing it. And those hands, and those hands, baby.
You know, I noticed that you quietly built up a lead in this match. 2 points, escape. What was the plan going into the match?
Just keep scoring points. Don't let them stay on the edge. Just keep attacking, keep them in the middle as best I can, and wrestle hard.
Now you've got another year. You can leave the state of Illinois as a three-time state champion. What's the plan to make Isaiah White better than he is right now for next season?
Just keep training, learn how to push myself past my normal limit, go above that, and just keep pushing.
There you have it. State of Illinois, Isaiah White, his coach Jeremy Powell, the newly crowned state champion from Oak Park River Forest Huskies with the bracket board.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. He the man. He got it.
Okay, it looks like we're getting ready to get underway here. So this will be the 160-pound weight class. And our officials in this match are Jeff Sorensen and Mike Herkes. Okay, 160-pound final in the orange singlet from Oak Park River Forest, Matt Rundell, and in the black singlet from Libertyville, Joey Gunther. And these two know each other.
Yep, when the best wrestlers get to the best, they start wrestling each other over and over and over again. Because they get good so young, and so they just keep meeting in the finals of tournaments.
Rundle trying to work the 2-on-1.
Good job with that. I think that's smart, because you can wear your opponent out, keeps them. It stops their ability to shoot, really, stops their ability to do any offense at all. And you have the ability to shoot your own offense there, too. So I think that's a good strategy. Hand fighting, Russian arm ties, thumbs inside, which is all the things that Matthew does well.
So we're still scoreless here. First period, about 50 seconds left to go.
Matthew's good there in that front headlock. Good front lock. Unfortunately, they're on the edge, which is, maybe some strategy by Joey, but
we came in with a little bit of a duck there, a duck attempt there, and Matt got him in that front headlock, and he just kind of backed up near the edge there, saying, "Okay, I don't want any more of this position. I'm getting, And he's going to get the restart. 30 seconds to go.
You can tell when a wrestler gets in their comfort zone. When Matthew got that front headlock, he got really comfortable. You could tell he was really comfortable there. That's where he wanted to be. He felt like he could score there.
Five seconds to go. Looks like we're going to have a scoreless first period. And there it is. There's the flip and Rundle's choice, and he's going to choose bottom. Oh, he deferred. Okay,
coach overruled.
Okay. He won't be choosing bottom.
See, that's a tough situation. The wrestler is wrestling. He feels he knows what he wants to do. Of course, you've got to listen to your coach.
And Gunther right up to his feet. Rundle attempting a mat return. Now drops down to the leg, and there it is. And in with the boots. Wrapping the arm up. Gunther's starting to come up. And that'll be a potential. That's pretty much automatic when they stand up with the legs in. And both these guys pretty good mat wrestlers.
And if you can get if you can get a right out in a period, you're tiring your opponent out. That sets kind of sets you up for you getting away at the end, and maybe the coach feels it's going to be a close match.
And Rundle with the legs in again, and there's going to be another potentially dangerous.
See, here's a strategy thing. Here's a tough call now to make, because how much more are you going to continue with trying to ride him when you could possibly give up a stalling point or a warning. He'll be forced to let him go if he can't take him back down.
And we're going to go off the mat. There's your stall warning.
Yep, and that's
pretty routine.
That was coming. Yep.
So minute 16 to go, second period, no score. And it looks like Coach Powell at the table there having a word with the referee.
Not really sure what he's unhappy about there.
Yeah.
So far, it's just been in the hands of the wrestlers. Hasn't really been much officiating that could change the bout at all.
Yeah. Rundle working crab ride there, still trying to scoot that leg in. And getting a little high there. 57 seconds to go.
Yeah, his strategy is to ride him. If he can get a ride out, then, you know, now he picks. But, you know, you still have to be able to score some points, though. You know, you never know how the match is going to go.
Right. It's tough to say, okay, yeah, I'm going to win 1-0. I'm going to ride out and then get an escape in the third period.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
He's riding tough, though.
He is.
He's riding tough. He's not stalling. He's riding tough.
And I can't see from the referee blocking our position there. We're not mat side. We're up in the stands here. So a lot of times our view is masked by the referees. Okay, so Rundle with the cross body ride. Looks like he's got the far ankle.
And he's got the period right out.
And 2-1-0. So scoreless. We're going to go to the third. And now he's going to take bottom, which is pretty much what you'd expect.
Of course, yes. And maybe that was a good strategy by Coach. You know, now that we have the hindsight, we can see how everything unfolded. It makes the coach look pretty smart.
And here we go.
Of course, he's got to get
Tripod
away.
up, and he's on his feet, looking to peel the wrists, and he's out.
Yeah.
Plenty of time to work for the takedown, though, so a little bit of the pressure's on Gunther. However, to remind everybody, Rundle's been warned for stalling, and a stall now will tie the match up, so he has to stay active.
Yes. And I don't see that now. I see Gunther really going after it. Rundle's doing a great job of tying him up, though, which is what you need to do there.
Yeah, don't back up, stay active. You don't necessarily have to take wild shots to show the referee you're improving or you're attempting something, but you have to keep wrestling.
A lot of hand fighting, a lot of head ties.
A lot of hand fighting, yeah, a lot of ties. There goes the headgear.
See, in this type of match, you know, somebody's got to take a risk. Now, in this case, it looks like Rundle is not. He's winning, so
he just needs to be careful.
Yes.
You know, because if he hadn't been warned for the stalling, then you can say, okay, I can take the warning when time winds down. But in this case, he can't take another, because it'll be a point.
No.
And that'll tie with a 1-0 lead. It's going to tie the match.
Gunther's being more aggressive, but you know what? Rundle's pretty powerful. I can see where he's not.
And Gunther in on a shot. He's got the leg. Rundle's looks like he's got the crotch locked up there, so there's no points yet. Gunther trying to finish. Nothing yet. Still nothing.
He's almost
43 seconds, and you're going to get a potentially dangerous. Yeah. I'll be darned. Okay.
I didn't see that.
I didn't either. I don't know if it was the angle on the leg or neck or another shot by Gunther. Rundle trying to go behind. He's got the head and the leg. If he gets around, that's two.
Awesome.
Well, we were talking about off a mistake, you know, but Gunther had to do something.
Absolutely.
He had to do something.
And Rundle did a great job because he knew it was coming.
Yep. 3-0.
Front headlock, and
now he's going to let him go. 3-1. Gunther in on a shot. And they're going to go back to the neutral. So 17 seconds to go. Now he can give up a stalling point. Now he can give the point up.
Very well coached.
Yeah. He goes right in on a tie-up.
Great match. Well coached.
10. Back to the neutral. 10 seconds to go. And here's where you got to be smart.
Absolutely.
You know the shot's coming. You know something's coming. Circle. Keep him at a distance. There's your stall. That's all right. 1 point, 4 seconds to go. Just now, 4 seconds. Be smart. There it is.
Great job.
3-2. Tactical match.
Very tactical, and I think that exemplified what I think a lot of coaches miss. You know, they miss that tactical part of a match.
And Matt Rundle failed in his first attempt as a freshman. Here he is as a senior, 3-2 decision, and he is your 160-pound state champ.
Great job. Great tactical match.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
A freshman, Jack Jessen, coming up for Willowbrook at 170 pounds, and he'll be facing Riley DeMoss from Marmion Academy.
You know, these wrestlers, to get as good as they are, they have to do the off-season wrestling. You know, you can't just do it during the season. You've got to join a club. You got to compete in the summer. You got to go to the Fargo tournament. There's some really good clubs in the area. I mean, well, throughout the state, but there's some really good clubs in our area.
Yeah, and there's so many of the kids clubs that feed a lot of the high school programs, and then, like you say, the other clubs that wrestle in the off season, do the freestyle, do the Greco.
You know, and it's a tireless effort for the coaches that are involved in these clubs, because a lot of them they don't do it full time.
Yeah, and there's several really good clubs in the state. I mean, Overtime, Izzy Style, and then some of the schools have
Crystal Lake Wizards is a great club.
Wizards, bingo.
Real good club. I spent some time there coaching, and I see the young men coming in and out of there. They work really hard, all for this goal right here, to be a state champion.
Yeah, I believe Gomez has got the IHSA iron, sharpens iron, and that's going to be 2 for DeMoss of Marmion Academy. Our referees on this match are Bill Honeycutt and Ray Eichelschulte. Now, Jessen, a freshman from Willowbrook in the light blue singlet. Riley DeMoss, junior from Marmion Academy. DeMoss came into the tournament with a 38-5 record, and Jessen with a 49-2 record. Jessen, a freshman, finalist, and actually kind of a great story about DeMoss. Okay, Riley DeMoss missed the entire season last year, had a horrible injury as a sophomore, missed the entire season. Literally, I think he had an erector set built into his hips.
Wow.
Just, you know, a bad injury. Came back and has had a great season this year, wins the Dvorak. You know, and here he is in the state finals. So, you know, if you wonder if you can bounce back from a bad injury, people, yes, you can.
You have to stay focused and stay true to your goal. Earlier we were talking about the amount of freshmen that get to the finals, and not only get to the finals, that they win. Here we have another one in the finals.
And Jessen, one of those guys who wrestles during the off season.
I don't think you can do it without wrestling in the off season. You know,
some can, but it's tough. I mean, even if you don't go out of state to the national tournaments, you still got to practice. You still got to. And we got a reversal there. Tie score, 2-2.
Wow. That was a nice hustle there. Really nice hustle by Jansen.
And that's going to end the first period, and we are knotted at 2.
DeMoss did not need to give that up at the end, boy. When you get
tough, right, with just those few seconds left.
That could be the match right there. That could have changed the match.
And there's your one. So 3-2, Jessen up and out right away.
You know, for a freshman, he's wrestling pretty confident, you know, just.
Well, the thing is, you know, again, you want to say, all right, he's a freshman, but we know, like, a lot of these guys have wrestled for years before they ever set foot in a high school. And Jessen competed last year at Fargo. probably expect to see him as part of Team Illinois this year.
Yes.
And back to Fargo.
It's a really a year-round commitment for these athletes. They really have to just commit to it, and it's like a labor of love. You know, these athletes, they seem like they love it. You know, when I was competing, I loved it too.
And considering what it goes into to be a successful wrestler, you better love it.
It's just way too hard. You can't do this casually. It's just too tough a sport.
So still 3-2. 50 seconds to go in the second period. A little bit of a push out there, but
just setting the tone. You know, that's all to get in your head. That's all that is.
30 seconds to go.
When I competed, I never let a guy get away with that stuff.
Nice shot by DeMoss there.
It
He's in on the leg.
Countering well.
Trying to finish on the mat. Yes, there's the 2. Feet in bounds.
Yes.
Now, what we were just saying about the period before, giving up the 2 reversal, and there was 16 seconds left.
There you go.
He gets the takedown.
There you go. And it's like he could have fought it, but he just turned to try to get out of bounds, and that changed the pressure. Gets away right away, which is, you know.
Okay, so 4-4, 6 seconds to go. And most likely DeMoss is going to take bottom in the third period. And that's the end of your second period. Here we go. Again, gotta love it. 4-4 going into the third period.
Yep. Now what do you do if you're Jansen? Do you let him go?
You just let him go. Give you more time to. A ride out's not going to get you anything.
No, not at all.
Because it's yeah, there he goes.
That
Bingo.
makes sense. Yeah.
Pretty much what we thought. All right. So 5-4. DeMoss clinging to a 1-point lead. Full 2 minutes to go.
Takedown wins it, so. Thought I'd see some more shot attempts by now, considering what's at stake. But, you know, sometimes the wrestlers just kind of watch the clock and get the time down to like a minute, and they want to get that last takedown when there's not much time
So
left.
there's no time for the other guy to score. Of course, then you've got to get that takedown when you get down. And there, well, almost. Yeah, well defended by DeMoss. Minute 15.
See, DeMoss is not going to take any risks at this point. You know, you can clearly see that, but he's not retreating. He's not.
He's doing a good job of staying active.
Staying active. Now it's a minute left. Now it's go time. You know.
There you go. 5-4, do or die.
It is. And I don't think you want to let it boil down to one shot, because
give yourself a couple opportunities.
Absolutely. Like he had a whole period to just make some things happen. Now, you know, now we're down to like 40 seconds. Clearly, it's just one shot is all he's going to.
What do we got here? Huh. That was interesting. Okay, 35 seconds. Yeah, he's got to go here soon. I mean, he's still got plenty of time, but set something up. And
nice attempt there. Keep active. See,
and he's not giving up the center. The thing I like is the way DeMoss is positioning himself. He's staying in the center. He's circling. He's not backing up until now.
Well, you know, it's 10 seconds now.
Yeah, now he's fine. You know, and he hasn't been warned for stalling. 9 seconds to go. He just has to be smart. See, now he can back up. Getting hit with a stall warning now isn't going to change anything.
There you go.
There it is. Your winner, Riley DeMoss from Army and Academy. 5-4.
good, solid match. But you know what I don't see is setups. You know.
Yeah, and especially when it was winding down with a minute to go, I kind of expected to see Jessen do something to kind of work in, to give himself a chance to have, a good, like you said, a good shot.
Absolutely.
Set it up, give yourself time.
But he's only a freshman.
And I'm sure we're going to see him again.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
Placed at state last year.
A senior from Hononegah, Tyler DeMoss.
And that's Tyler DeMoss from Rockton Hononegah in the gold and purple singlet. Traxler from Army and Academy in the blue and silver singlet. And we're underway at 182 pounds. And our officials for this match, Roy Snyder and Scott Blankenship.
Please report to the awards area.
A reminder to all 2015 state champions, you'll need to be in attendance for a champions feature at the conclusion of this tournament this evening.
And DeMoss almost got the slide, but Traxler, look at that, good counter offense.
Keeping the ankle away, which is good. Probably look up.
Try to reach across there. He's got to get the head out.
Looking for a stalemate there, I'm sure, but.
And still no points.
Nope, there we go.
That should be just. He's on his hip now. That should be two.
Yeah, I think so too. But officials keying
there
on
it
the
is.
head.
There it is. There it is. There's your two. So that's 2-point takedown for Traxler.
And, you know, he kind of countered his way into that takedown. So, again, it's the person who makes the mistake.
Yeah.
You know, DeMoss took the risk. But Traxler came out with the takedown. So,
and Nathan Traxler Jr. from Army and Academy came into the tournament with a 40-2 record. Tyler DeMoss, senior from Rockton Hononegah, came into the tournament undefeated.
Wow.
The other irony in this match, and it has to do more about the programs and the wrestlers, two teams that literally, based on the injuries that they suffered this season, you could have put a MASH tent outside of their wrestling rooms. I mean, Marmion Academy goes into Dvorak, wins the tournament, loses 3 wrestlers for most of you. One, their 6-pounder McKenna out for the season, lose Ortiz, and the third-place finisher tonight, Corello, for most of the season. Hononegah battling injuries all season long, too. I believe Powers never did make it back to the lineup. DeMoss himself spent a good bit of the season injured. So, you know, two teams that went through the season literally banged up the entire year.
Oh, yeah. You know, you can see the tape on the knee. I mean, it's...
And never really had full lineups. We're never really able to be 100% to fill full lineups. So we're 2-2 here. Minute 15 to go. Off the mat. Back to the neutral.
Yes.
And DeMoss with pretty heavy wrap on that right knee there.
Yeah, I know. He's kind of, you can tell it's not 100%, you know, the knee, just by the way he's moving.
50 seconds to go, second period.
All 170-pound place winners should be in the awards area. All 170-pound place winners should be in the awards area.
A good little exchange there near the edge of the
Yeah.
mat. 31 seconds.
See, this is where I think, you know, with little time like this, 30 seconds left, and the score is tied, I think you gotta take a risk. Somebody's got to take a risk to score some points, because, you know, when you let it wind down to the very end, it's out of your control then. You know, you don't have a lot of control then.
5 seconds.
And that's what's going to happen. It'll come down to the...
Coming down to the third period. And, of course, Traxler will take bottom.
And really, with the way the road, there's no point to try to ride them. In this scenario,
this is actually playing out a lot like the last match did.
Now let's see just how aggressive DeMoss is to try to score, to try to win the match.
3-2, and he's got plenty of time. And it's Traxler with a shot.
Yep, and that's smart, you know. If he gets another takedown, it's now he's on that bad knee too, you know. I mean,
he's in deep too.
Yeah.
I mean, DeMoss is trying to fight it off, but you know, hanging onto the arm. If that head comes, there it is. Head came out, 2 points. So 5-2. Minute 20 to go.
It's going to be tough for DeMoss to come back from this, because he's not 100% first of all, which is unfortunate. But you know, he's here in the finals
for the second year in a row.
Second year in a row, competing hard. Battled back from an injury, but you know, he can still win. He's got to put it together, which is what he's trying to do. He's trying to get that escape.
Up. Oh, nice. Came right back in. Looks like
that was a nice attempt.
Very nice attempt. I like that.
He was going for a quick reversal, but see, an escape and a takedown would have been what he really needed, you know. But
down 5-2.
Yeah. He was away. He had the escape. Now he'd be on his feet.
Yeah, he's back down to the bottom. So 43 seconds to go. He's going to have to make it happen quick. Come right up, get your one, and he's got it. Plenty of time to work now. He's got 37 seconds to tie it.
Yep. See, here you don't need a slide by. You don't need anything like you need to shoot in and get something solid and score with it.
And Traxler in on a shot. DeMoss defending, but a good strategy by Traxler. I mean, he went right in on the leg there, and nothing to lose. Boom. There it is, 7-3. 8 seconds left. That's pretty much it.
Yep, that's it. It's, you know, he looked like he was a little bit hurt, DeMoss, but still, you know, when you look at tactics and strategy, I think he could have maybe scored trying some different techniques.
So there it is, your winner from Marmion Academy, Nathan Traxler, 7-3 decision.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
182-pound class AA state champ, 3A, and just a nice job out there tonight. Talk about the strategy that you had going into the match.
Well,
I knew that he can capitalize off my shots, so I knew that I just have to stay in good position the whole time. Make sure I don't give up any stupid mistakes. You know, just can't just shoot out from the open from nowhere. Gotta get it set up, get to his leg, and finish from there.
Now, Marmion obviously wrestles one of the best schedules in the country. And when you're wrestling that schedule, does it prepare you for a match like tonight in this type of environment?
Absolutely. You know, everyone asked me that throughout the year. And, you know, just throughout this whole match, every time I got a takedown, I knew it was one step closer to finishing the match off. And, you know, just the close matches are just always the biggest. And every time you get more experience in them, the better you get. I had so many, you know, 1 point and overtime matches this year that I knew I was prepared.
Now, you're just a junior, correct?
Yes, sir.
What's the future hold for you next year?
Next year, I hope to, you know, do the same thing here at state. You know, get a state championship. You know, hopefully I'll go undefeated. You know, that's my plan. You know, this year I went 41-2. You know, next year try to go undefeated.
Well, there you have it, Illinois. This is your Class 3A state champion here. He's coming back next year with a state title in mind, Nathan Traxler. Congratulations, champ.
Thank you. I just like to thank, you know, all my parents, my coaches, you know, all my teammates, you know, just everyone that supported me throughout the way. You know, I got so many texts from everyone, and it's great for all the support.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Every match in the Big Ten is a tough match. Competition's great, but you know, when you're trying to be a student there too at a university,
sure,
going to class and the whole bit, you know, when you cutting weight and competing, sometimes you don't need to have a tough match every match, and that's exactly what you have in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and as they talk about, of course, football and the SEC, well, Big Ten is the SEC of wrestling.
Wow, that's a nice quick shot there.
And our 195-pound match.
But he didn't score there, though.
No, he didn't. We have Timothy Young from Aurora East, senior, coming into the tournament at 38-1. And from Glenbard North, Luke Greenberg, also a senior, came in with a record of 37-8.
Nice underhooks.
And that
throw by.
Did they give? Yep, that's going to be two. Two for Greenberg. Whoa. And a reversal by Young, and he's got two on the reversal. Had him in a cradle, but they got out of bounds.
Absolutely.
He got out of bounds.
Wow.
Lucky break for Greenberg. If there had been some mat real estate there, he'd have been in big trouble.
Well, Young came right out, did a great single leg, cradle, tried to cradle it too soon, and they got out of bounds, and Greenberg had a chance to get out of that. Now, looked like he was taken down, but he just kept wrestling.
He kept wrestling, exactly. So it's 2-2, and there's Young with a mat return.
Yeah, he was going for a lift to try to put him on his back there, a leg Turk, or, I mean, the way he was lifting, he was looking to try to get some back points if he could have turned him a little bit in the air, which is what it looked like he was trying to do.
So, under a minute to go, 2-2. Pretty fair amount of action for the big boys in the first period.
Absolutely.
And our referees at 195 pounds, Nate Kesson and Jason Sally. And again, two really solid referees. No, I don't see Sally out there. It looks like the sheet here is incorrect. That looks like Ken Watkins. So yeah, we're looking at Nate Kesson and Ken Watkins.
A lot of action for, you know, some big guys, even though the score doesn't show it. But Young and Greenberg are really wrestling.
Yeah, 10 seconds to go, 2-2.
Still anybody's match.
I see Sally over there in the back. So for some reason they did a little change at the last minute and put Kenny Watkins out there to work with Kesson for this match. So here we go, second period, and Young's going to start on the bottom. Comes up right away.
Yes, that's why I like to see that. It gets right away. he's gotten in a couple times really deep, you know, so he's got the ability to, you know, to score and to get in deep. Greenberg's done a great job of countering. He's in deep, he's in. Nice takedown.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
You know, and that's what I meant earlier on when I was talking about the ability of the wrestler to shoot and get a takedown. They got to be able to take the risk, commit to a clean shot to give themselves an opportunity to possibly score. See how he's lifting there?
Yeah.
He's lifting to try to.
Yeah.
A lot of action for big guys. Score's not indicative of all the action we're seeing, but it's good though. It's good for the fans.
Yeah, 5-2, Young in the lead.
See, I still think that you're best off on your feet and not rolling and switching and trying to Granby and that kind of a thing. Because what you have is Young now just taking the match away because he's riding him.
Yeah.
It's real hard to get off your belly when the guy's gotten lots of pressure on you. And when you get up with no hand control, then you'll get lifted the way Young was lifting too. So those are two fundamental skills that I think is lacking across the board, even in college, is hand control and the ability to stand up and get on your feet when you're getting ridden.
And right now, Greenberg is definitely getting ridden.
Yeah, it's tough. It takes the match away, gets you tired.
5-2, 15 seconds to go. Second period, there's a stall warning.
And Young's doing a great job of riding, though. You know, he's got a lot, you know, hip pressure. He's got the wrist. It's tough. It's tough to get up when you're in the bottom in that position.
So here we go, third period. Neutral position, 5-2 your score. Young in. Oh, Greenberg.
He went for it.
Went for it. He did. Off of the shot. Went for the throw. And Young's gonna out. No, out of bounds. Yeah, look, Young tried to get that go behind there, but just ran out of mat.
Young definitely is shooting hard.
Oh, he is. He's coming out. And he's got the leg. And he dumps. There's two.
See, that's what you like to see as aggressive. You're going for the ability to score some points. And, you know, in terms of a college looking at wrestlers to recruit, that's the kind of young man I'd want to recruit, a guy who can go out and shoot and score and get some points.
And he leads 7-2.
Yeah, if Greenberg doesn't get up and out, then there's no chance of him winning.
Yeah, 7-2, and Young's not slowing down a bit.
You know, it's a lot of effort to get to your feet, and a lot of wrestlers, you know, after they make an attempt or two and they get, you know, lifted, they just give up on it because I guess they think it's going to be too much work to get back to your feet, but that's his only chance.
Minute to go.
See, to me, when you go back to that switch, you just put yourself back on the mat. He was better off on his feet.
Yeah, he was much better off trying to stand up. Just come straight up, like you said, and get hand control, get separation, get out, get your one.
And you get the official kind of on your side, too, because the guy has to let you go eventually. But maybe he really doesn't want to be on his feet with Young. You know, he didn't really have a...
Yeah, well, Young's pretty much taking him down at will. So, 30 seconds.
Good, solid match by Timothy Young.
Yeah, he's got the arm barred. A lot of pressure on Greenberg, just not giving him anything to get up, not even allowing him to base up, and that's gonna be your match. And your your final 7-2, your winner, Timothy Young from Aurora East.
Looks like Timothy has some fans here in the stands.
Yeah.
Good feeling. A senior capped year off with a state championship.
The IHSA is motivation, effort, innovation, emotion, community. The future plays here, the Illinois High School Association.
I'm standing here with Tim Young, newly crowned 195-pound 3A state champ from Aurora East, the Tomcats, at the top of the podium. Tell us how you feel.
I feel amazing. I feel like all this love and support from my family and Tomcats, that just filled me, and I could show it out on the mat, and I was able to win.
All right, now let's go back in time. 2 years ago, you were down here. You know, you have never qualified for the state tournament? Never qualified for the state tournament. And when's the last time Aurora East has had a state placer?
89 maybe, I don't know.
So it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little fun on Monday when you go back there with the bracket board, right?
Yeah.
So what's the future hold for you?
Looking forward to college and freestyle and Greco in the summertime.
And when you mention freestyle and Greco, the rumor is that you are a world placer in Greco. Is that correct?
Yeah, I took 5th in Slovakia at the World Championships.
So this just adds to your resume, you know, and you're now a legend at Aurora East, you know, absolutely. Congratulations. This is the 195-pound state champ, 3A, the big schools, Aurora East Tomcats. Congratulations.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without God. I just thank him. He's good.
Okay, here we go. 220 pounds in the black and gold singlet from Hinsdale South, Joshua King. He is facing Eric Johnson of Plainfield South. Johnson in the white and navy blue singlet. And King with a quick takedown.
You know, for big guys, these are big, athletic-looking guys.
You look at King, he almost looks like a basketball player,
yes,
as tall and lanky as he is. And he has got a wicked cradle if he gets it in from the top position. And it looks like he's working a tilt.
Yep, he's got it, but not
trying to hip in. He's got to get the hip in. He better be careful. He's going to give up a reversal here, put himself in trouble. There's your reversal. He's going to be giving up back points, and he's scooting out of it. And 2, so, and a reversal, so we're tied at 4.
Nice flurry of action for some big guys.
Very much. So 4-4, and 50 seconds to go, first period.
You know, he went after the tilt, so he took some risk, but he got himself in kind of a bad position.
Real bad position.
So
he would have been better at that point just bailing on it and giving the 1 point up, but he hung with it too long, and a lot of times, you know what I mean? When a guy stays and pushes a bad position, bad things happen.
Absolutely. That's what separates the matches sometimes, is who makes the biggest mistake. You know, because you know no one's perfect. You're going to try things. You got to take some risk. But you've got to minimize your mistakes.
And that's going to be 10 seconds to go in the first period. Officials for this match are Jason Sally and Tony Clark. So a lot of action in the first period there. We're tied 4-4.
Yeah, it is. You know, for 220 pounds, these guys are pretty lean, which is good to see. They're really athletic guys, really lean guys. Look like they could be any number of different sports, you know.
And back in the day, 220 pounds would qualify as heavyweight.
Yeah, you're right.
So we go second period underway.
Yeah, he's long. He's tough to.
King on the bottom, Johnson on top. Now look at how tall King is. Good grief.
I could see the cradle action there. He gets his hands locked. It might be.
Well, we had him at the Rex Whitlatch tournament at Hinsdale Central earlier in the season, and he won it, took first place. He basically cradled his way right through the finals.
He's almost away. Hand control. Okay. Still, he got to his feet and, you know, kind of understood what he needed to do to win this match. You know, he needs to be on his feet in, you know, in a neutral position where you can maybe try to score.
Okay, working a 2-on-1 here. So 5-4.
You know, he's ahead by a point, so he's, you know, Joshua King, so he's not.
He got that first takedown so quick in the first period. There we go. He's in.
Yeah,
gonna finish. He's in on the leg.
He's so long, you know. He's got those long legs. He's just. He should score there now. Yes.
There's your two. I like the way he used the 2-on-1. He got himself in good position and was able to, you know, make the leg attack right off of that.
Yep. You know, he's only a junior, so he can only get better.
So he's leading 7-4, and we've got 22 seconds left to go in the second period. And that's the end of the second period.
Johnson's doing a good job of avoiding the cradle. Looks like he kind of knows it's coming. He's kind of keeping himself in good position.
So we're going to start the third period with King on bottom, Johnson on top. And
Johnson's riding tough too. I mean, he knows, but he's losing though. So you got to score some points somehow.
Down by 3, so it's going to take more than just.
Yeah. But you know, he hasn't been effective on his feet. He's been getting taken down. So he knows. Maybe he's thinking his only option is to try to turn him.
Get the turn and the near fall for the 3. We'll see. He's got time to. Oh, nice switch.
Yeah, it was nice aggressive move there by Joshua King. He's winning and he's still continuing to build on his lead.
9-4. Boy, as soon as he turned with that long arm, it looked like he already had it. He already had it in. Minute 25 to go, 9-4 score, and he looks like he's trying to work that tilt again. He needs to be smart after what happened that first time.
Absolutely, there's no reason to take that risk now. I mean, both these wrestlers, Johnson and King, you know, they have the frame to put on 20 pounds. You know, I mean, if they could go to heavyweight, really.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's see, and well, Johnson's only a junior, and so is King. So good chance we'll see both of them back here next year.
He's got not really a cradle, but. You can tell.
Yeah, he wants to.
Yeah.
That arm kind of came over there.
You can tell he's looking for it. You can tell he's looking for it. Johnson's, you know, He knows that that's a weapon
and
that King has. He knows it.
And King, at this point, leading 9-4, can let him go, versus giving up a reversal or getting into some kind of scramble on the mat. Just let him go, cut him loose, because King's been effective on his feet. And there's your stall warning. Got a mat return, just let him go.
See, right now,
just let him go. See,
point. See, that doesn't make any sense.
9-5, just let him go. Well, it doesn't matter. He's 10 seconds left. Now he lets him go. So instead of giving one up right away, he gives up 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
9-6. Johnson in on a shot, but that's your match. 9-6. Kind of a goofy ending there, but
he kind of let up at the end, and that's where coaching strategy comes into play, because had that been a close match.
Well, I'm surprised the coaches weren't just yelling to him, let him go,
absolutely.
Let him go, let him go, because he gave up 3 points in lieu of just giving up 1 for giving him up the skate. Anyway, but he's still your winner. Joshua King, Hinsdale South, 9-6, 220-pound champion.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
Michael Johnson Jr. His opponent, senior from Highland, Exar.
And awards are wrapping up, so we're going to get started at the 285-pound weight class. And we have in the black singlet, Matt Allen of Hinsdale Central, and in the red singlet, Jake Ford from Marist. Ford, a runner-up at the Dvorak tournament this year, lost in a overtime match. Allen, winner of the Rex Whitlatch tournament, and here they are in the finals.
Yep, pretty aggressive.
And I would say these two are representative of what this year was actually a pretty deep weight class at 285 pounds in Class 3A. The #1 ranked guy all season long, Ditchman from Lincoln Way Central, finished 3rd.
This carries over to the college level, because what you see at the college level is some pretty big, pretty athletic heavyweights. With one coming out of Illinois, Kuhn, right?
Michigan. Kuhn's out of Michigan.
Yeah.
Illinois is Brooks Black, who came from that Blair Academy program.
Fun to watch these big guys that are athletic, that really go after it, that score points.
Yeah, and the heavyweight division in Big Ten is sick. I mean, it's loaded. Telford, Nelson, like mentioned, Kuhn from Michigan, who started as a true freshman last year.
Yep. Medberry from Wisconsin.
Yeah, just loaded. Loaded division.
Very athletic guys. They score points. They're shooting high crotches. They're shooting low singles.
I remember a few years back, I believe he was at Oklahoma State, a guy who started out his career as a judo player and transformed a lot of judo moves as a heavyweight. His name was Steve Mako.
Oh, sure.
And he was a member, of course, you know he was in the Olympics in Beijing.
Absolutely.
And, like I said, very athletic for a heavyweight, and throwing moves you just wouldn't see a heavyweight throw.
Yep.
And actually, his sister, Katie Maka, was a national judo champ.
Is she really?
Yeah. Retired now, but.
Well, these Allen and Ford are pretty even at, in the first period. Didn't take a lot of risks, though.
No, just kind of danced around a little bit.
And the difference, what I see at the college level, is you see the heavyweights taking risk. They're shooting high crotches. They're shooting low singles. They're actually committing to try to score some points.
Yeah, very interesting there. Now, Ford chose bottom, and Allen just put him right on his feet. There, right there, Allen in on a shot. Ford able to fight it off. And again, that's Ford from Marist in the red and white singlet, and Allen from Hinsdale Central in the black singlet.
Yep, Allen took that risk out of bounds, but see, you got to do that inbounds. And, you know, I think it's smart, though, that the last attempt that we saw, you know, he didn't go to his knees. Ford didn't go to his knees. Because, you know, if you go to your knees and you know, you make a mistake there, you're in trouble with the big guy.
Right,
so
right.
He did the single leg attempt on the feet, kind of like just trying to pull it in from his feet. If you don't get it, then you're not in that big a danger. But at some point in the match, though,
you got to do something.
Yeah, you got to do something. You got to take a little more risk.
So it's 1-0. We're in the second period. Minute 15 to go. And still not a whole lot happening.
No, it's tough. They're pretty. Ford appears to be bigger, you know. So, but he's not really using his size. What appears to be a size advantage. He's not using that to his advantage. I like that snatch, that single leg snatch attempt. I mean, you don't risk a lot doing it, but you know, you're staying active.
You're staying active.
You know, stalling point could decide the match. You never know.
It could. 53 seconds to go. Second period, still 1-0 in favor of Ford of Marist.
Ford's been locking up, you know, like I wonder if he had some more mat real estate, would he do something there?
It's interesting because in his semifinal match, which lasted all of about 43 seconds, he threw a suicide move, looked like it was going to cost him, came out on top and wins by the fall.
Wow.
In 43 seconds.
So he's not afraid to try stuff.
Yeah, he can do the big move.
Well, you know, he's clearly challenging Allen upper body now. He's setting the tone there. And
that's going to end our second period. So we're going to go to the third period. Allen naturally going to take bottom. Now will Ford attempt to ride? Yep, he's going to attempt to ride him. Allen comes right up.
Absolutely.
But he's not going to get it. Yeah, they're going to call him off. But he was close.
Yeah, it was very close.
He was close. That burned about 5 seconds, so not much.
If Ford's going to attempt to ride, he's got to keep more back pressure, though, on Allen's back. If you're too light there, you give him the opportunity to get his shoulders up and get his back up. But now he's kind of stopped Allen's first move, and we'll see if he can.
Well, yeah, Ford's got wrist and a crotch tied up. He's out to the side. I like the fact at least that he's getting out to the side, not an angle, keeping the pressure down. He's got Allen flat on his. Well, now Allen's able to base up now, but
he's taken a lot out of him riding him like this, so it could work to his advantage. You know, in the last minute or 45 seconds of the match.
And Allen's still interesting. The Ford got that wrist tied up. Now he's behind. He needs to come back out to the side like he did before.
Absolutely. It's kind of hard to call him for stalling. If he's got the wrist and he's off perpendicular.
Yes. Looks like he's working. As long as he's not parallel riding, he'll be okay. Now that burned almost a minute, so still 1-0.
It's a big task, though. To win, you're gonna have to ride. You know, he's gonna have to ride Allen for a whole minute now.
And our officials for this match, 285 pounds, Don Meikle and Shane Morgan.
From Montini, Michael Johnson.
You know, the thing, in the older days, a lot of times people wouldn't even be here to see this match, you know, when we started at 106 pounds.
That's
but
true.
now when they switch around the starting match, you know, we got little guys coming up right after this.
From that standpoint, it's great. It's a great strategy. Something they've been doing now at the national tournament is, if there is a marquee match, they'll have it last.
Which is good.
Yes. In the last couple national tournaments, they've had marquee matches, and they had them last at the national tournament. So.
Yeah, Ford's still riding. 30 seconds to go. He could do this.
Yep, he could.
And he's got Allen flat. I haven't seen Allen been able to even base up the last 10, 15 seconds.
Doesn't look like he's going to be able to, I mean, to get enough
15
elevation.
15 seconds.
I think he's got this one.
Wow. And he's got the arm barred.
So you can't really call him for stalling.
5 seconds. And it looks like Ford for Marist is going to do it. And he does. Jake Ford, your champion by a 1-0 decision at 285 pounds. Don't jump.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you know, he had a little bit of a size advantage. I think it appears he did.
Well, and now Allen's a junior. Matt Allen's a junior. He could very well be back next year. He's definitely going to be one of the top-ranked guys going into the season again next year.
Sure, absolutely.
So, nice win for the senior Ford of Marist.
The IHSA is success. Teamwork. Overcoming adversity. Dedication. Tradition. The future plays here. The Illinois High School Association.
With Jake Ford, he's the Class 3A state champion, 285 pounds, the heavyweight division. Marist Redhawks at the top of the podium. Tell me about all the work you put in today.
I just knew that coming into this, I had to work my ass off. That's what I did.
So, you know, it's been a long season. You're in there with a guy, you know, he's got a lot of tradition over there at Hinsdale. They win heavyweight titles. What was your strategy going into the match against him?
Just stay in position. Hardest thing to do against those kind of kids is they're fast on their feet. They never stop.
Now, it seemed like he got a little winded there at the end, and you just had to ride him out. You know, could you feel that's all you needed to do to win this thing?
Yeah, I felt underneath me, he was done. Just toasted.
Well, there you have it. Now, what's going to happen next year for you?
Playing football at South Dakota State.
Okay, South Dakota State. Is that the
Jackrabbits?
The Jackrabbits. You're getting a good one there. Once again, the state champion from Marist High School, Jack Ford. Congratulations, state champ.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back down to the 106-pound weight class.
Class 2A, a junior from Washington, Trey Keeley, his opponent, a freshman from Montini, Rio Woods.
And on the 3A man, a junior from Sandburg, Louis Hayes, his opponent, a sophomore from Plainfield East, Michael McGee.
Okay, and we are underway at 106 pounds. This final features Louis Hayes from Carl Sandburg. He's wearing the navy blue singlet. And Michael McGee from Plainfield East. McGee in the black singlet. And then we're going to get a caution there. And our referees for this match, Ron Coit and Chris Camp. Hayes with a shot.
He's in a single. He's trying to suck it in.
Hayes, junior from Carl Sandburg. McGee, sophomore from Plainfield East.
If he gets his head out, he's got the 2. There you go.
Oh, still good scramble, but still no points.
Yep, overextended himself a little bit. Probably got a little too anxious for the takedown.
And it's so huge in these kind of matches to get that first takedown.
Yep. He adjusted nice, but
yep. And they're off the mat. So we're going to get a restart with 50 seconds to go, scoreless in the first period.
See, it's tough to lose those takedowns early like that. When you get so close to a takedown, you really have to finish.
And make the most of the opportunities.
Second time he's tried that kind of that little duck under a slide, you know, on the mat, but looks like he's
10 seconds, no points. Yeah, kind of tied up here. Nope. Nope, nothing. So we're gonna end the first period scoreless.
They're getting more active. You know, they realize that they need to score points, so that they're picking up the pace.
Hayes with choice, he chooses bottom. And McGee will cover.
All 285-pound place winners should be reporting to the awards area. All 285-pound place.
And after this 106-pound match, we'll have 2 more weight classes to go, 113 and 120, with 113 pounds being one of our marquee matchups, so to speak. There's Hayes with the escape. A shot by McGee, a little bit of a head bumped heads there.
Just kind of push in and try to.
Interesting. Hayes tried a little duck there and went to a body lock. That's one of those takedown attempts. You better be pretty confident to hit that area. Now he's in on a nice shot.
Yep, that was what he did in the first period, and he scored. So he got in again, and he looks pretty confident there. Looks like he knows what he's doing there.
Trying to work his way around. He's got plenty of time to work with. And they're in the middle of the mat, so mat real estate not an issue. Pop the head.
Oh, that's exactly the same scramble we had the first time.
Still no points. McGee doing a good job of defending it. Hayes just not quite able to convert.
Oh, he's trying to do a leg cradle. That's it.
Oh, look at this. He's got it. He's got it. Nice leg cradle. Wow.
That was a great. He took the risk.
And there's your fall.
Wow.
Wow. And winner by fall, Michael McGee of Plainfield East over Louis Hayes, Carl Sandburg.
He's only a sophomore, too.
Only a sophomore.
But, you know, he took the risk. He saw the opportunity and took the risk. Me and my conservative thinking, I'm thinking, well, maybe he shouldn't do that, you know, but he went for the score.
And he came into the tournament with only 2 losses.
Nice victory. It's only the only fall of the night so far.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
A sophomore from Oak Park, Jason Renteria, his opponent, a sophomore from Buckeye North,
And here we go, 113-pound weight class. Huge matchup here. Two nationally ranked kids. Renteria from Oak Park River Forest ranked 3rd. Austin Gomez, Glenbard North ranked 4th. And I mean, they're neck and neck. That ranking, again, meaningless for this match. Last week, barn burner in the finals. Absolute barn burner.
Austin can score from a lot of different positions.
And he was the aggressor most of that match. If you watch the replay of the sectional match. Renteria, runner-up last year at state at 106 pounds. So he would be looking, this is his 2nd state final, and he's looking for his 1st state championship. And
nice shot.
Nice shot.
Nice counter.
Counter, yeah. No points yet. No points yet. Oh, good scramble again. This is exactly the way the sectional match was going, you know, with bodies everywhere, legs here, ankles wrapped up, and it was just like, okay, who's going to come out on top when the dust settles?
Now,
and now out of all of that, nothing, no score.
This is a great match.
43 seconds.
This is exactly what fans like to see and what they should be seeing. Two wrestlers going after it.
And our referees on this match are Shane Morgan and Jeff Sorensen.
See, in that last exchange, both wrestlers had an opportunity to score,
sure.
but they were just, each of them, they were just equally skilled at countering. Jason took the risk, got the real good shot. Austin countered.
And we got a potentially dangerous, so we're going to get a restart. Just 12 seconds to go in the first period. And, you know, when after all that action and no score.
I know. It's a battle of the wills at this point. Who can stay focused the longest? Who can not make a mistake? Who can stay true to, you know, the goal of.
And two wrestlers who know each other. They have wrestled each other numerous times. So second period, Gomez down and he's out, leading 1-0.
Austin's the type of wrestler where, you know, he could pin you at any minute if he catches you. So Jason has to be careful of going upper body, you know, like that. He can get caught in a headlock or.
And there's a shot by Gomez a little bit far out. Nice recovery. Renteria trying to go, but no.
Nice action there. Renteria kind of respected the upper body position and let go of it. When, you know, he could have hung in there more with that bear hug.
Or dropped down.
Yep.
So 1:20 to go, 1-0 score. So far, pretty much match playing out the way you can expect. One minute to go.
Jason's had the better shots.
Now, right there near the edge of the mat, something I noticed there Jason needs to be careful of. You saw him go to his knees there, and you get bounced backwards. You're on your knees like that, you're going flat to your back.
Yep.
You've got to stay in position.
Nice shot.
And nice shot by Gomez. Nothing. 40 seconds. Another scramble. And nothing. He's got the ankle locked up. No points.
This is like a replay position of last week.
And there's your stalemate. So 25 seconds to go.
Nice shot by Austin Gomez. Nice counter by Jason Renteria. So these wrestlers are equally matched. what's going to separate them is just who's winning at the buzzer kind of a thing, you know.
Yeah, and it's probably going to come down to, like you say, either a mistake or somebody taking a risk. One guy hitting that shot or getting countered. So we'll see. Third period, 1-0. Renneria going to go down, and he let him up right away.
Yeah.
So pretty much 2 minutes to work with. Third period, here we go.
It's going to come down to.
Nice shot by Gomez.
I think he's, you know, I think Gomez, Austin's in a pretty good position there as long as he keeps his head and shoulders high like he has. But
and
he may
we're
not have
get
time.
Another stalemate. So 136.
Austin Gomez is going for it. He's taking the risk now. He's trying to get in, and he doesn't want to leave the mat without knowing he left it all on the mat. Jason's kind of being a little more strategic.
And Renneria trying to come behind, but putting that arm in there to block a tip attempt. Because you saw he had his elbow trapped.
Yep.
Minute 10. And 1 minute to go. Whoa, no points. No. Oh, and he got the two.
That could be the match right there.
Oh my gosh. Off of, it looked like off of a slight mistake there. Just
relaxed on the edge.
A little bit on the edge there.
That's what I call relaxing on the edge.
3-1, 50 seconds, and Renneria is just going to let him go. So he's leading 3-2. And now it really puts the pressure on Gomez. But I mean, hey, if anybody can do it, he's shown the offense the whole match that he can penetrate. Now Renneria can burn a stall call here. He's down 3-2. But that's it, because a stall point will tie it.
I might have tried to ride him a little bit more if I was
And there's the stall warning. There's still plenty of time. 25 seconds, and
can't start stalling that quick.
Nope. 22 seconds. 3-2.
He's got to take a shot.
He's been warned. He's got to do something. He can't just back up, or he. And Shane Morgan is the kind of referee he will call it. Oh! And he got caught. 11 seconds to go. Caught him. Again, but you know, say about relaxing near the edge of the mat.
He deserves it because he was going after it.
And he did. He went after it. Now Renneria has to escape the tie. No. And he's out. No, he's not out. No loss of control. 2 seconds.
He wins it.
No. Wait, what are they waving? No, they did. Okay, there, they called it off. Okay, see, they made a mistake on the score and gave him the escape, but there was no escape, so your final is 4-3.
Awesome match. See, there's a case where Jason quit wrestling too soon.
Yeah, too soon, exactly. You know, he had
it won.
He had it won, and
he stopped wrestling.
He just let it down a little bit too soon. 4-3. There's your final, and your winner by decision, Austin Gomez, Glenbard North.
See, if they wrestled 10 times, it'd be like 5-5.
Yeah, well, and they're 1-1 right now.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
I'm standing here with Austin Gomez. Just bumped his record up to 46-1. He just beat his rival. He just captured the IHSA state championship at 113. He's here with his coach, Coach Gomez, one of the greatest wrestlers in the history of the state of Illinois. Just tell me what's going on in your head right now.
I can't believe it. You know, I've been coming here since I've been like 4 years old watching Joe. You know, I wanted it so bad. All the hard work that I did paid off.
Joe, you won a lot of matches in the state of Illinois. When you left Illinois Wrestling, you were the #1 guy in wins. When you're coaching a guy like this, just what does it take you back to your career, and how does it help you coach him?
You know, honestly, I don't even remember. This is priceless right here. Coaching these guys is unbelievable. My career, I don't even think about. I think about them.
And obviously, you've been working with him a lot. What has gotten him to this point right now?
You know, just the will to win. The will to win.
Austin, obviously, you got a lot of emotions going on right here. You know, what's the future hold now? You got the bracket board that you've been working so hard for.
Get 2 more titles. You know, next week we're going to go out and shock the nation and beat Oak Park. That's the plan. We're going to shock the nation and beat Oak Park next week at Team State.
You heard it here.
Elijah Oliver is a woman and junior from Bloomington, Jack Henderson.
A senior from Cary Grove, Mike Cullen.
And our referee in this match, Scott Blankenship and Don Meikle. Cullen from Cary Grove in the gray singlet. Madrigal from Oak Park River Forest in the navy blue singlet. And there's Cullen in with a shot. Madrigal the whizzer. Cullen trying to come up over the head. Back to their feet.
All 113-pound place winners, please report to the awards area. All 113-pound place winners.
You know, I can't emphasize enough when you see a match like the previous match with Gomez, Austin Gomez, really going for the win. You know, he wasn't going to leave this arena without knowing that he went for the win, and that's what you like to see. That's what you like to coach and instill in your athletes. Sometimes you get a lead and you just start sitting on it and you stop wrestling.
So we're still scoreless. 45 seconds to go, first period. Oh. And Madrigal there on the leg.
Nice underhook to a single.
Trying to bring him on the mat.
Cullen's wrestling there, though. See, he's not stopping.
He's not giving up.
Yep.
He's not giving anything up. And so we're going to get a restart. 31 seconds to go.
He looked pretty confident there, too. You know, he looked like he was pretty comfortable there with Alex on his leg.
All right, where are you at?
And Madrigal, the last of 5 Oak Park River Forest finalists. So far, they've gone 2-2.
When you look at programs like that have like 5 in the finals, I remember when I was wrestling in the 70s, Dan Gable's goal was to win all 10 weight classes. And he was serious. So, you know, I remember one point out of 10 weight classes, they may have had 7 in the finals one year.
Those Iowa teams under Gable were just amazing. I mean, dominant is definitely the word. Yeah, and I think they set a record for titles that nobody's ever going to touch.
You know, it'd be difficult. It really would.
And there's your point. Cullen with the escape, leading 1-0.
All 113-pound place winners, you should be in the awards area. All 113-pound place winners, you should be in the awards area.
So, minute 18 to go. 1-0, second period. shot by Cullen. Madrigal hips back.
Even though he wasn't in a great position there, he strategically got himself sort of on the edge of the mat, so he was kind of safe there. But, you know, he's taking all the risk right now. So
Madrigal working off a 2-on-1. Yeah, gives it up.
Cullen's really controlling the ties, actually. So Madrigal can't really get a good shot off. But at some point, you know, you got to just take a little more risk. If you know, may not be perfect, but you got to start taking some risk. You see a lot of action right on the edge because wrestlers know that if they can, you know, keep one supporting point in bounds, a toe even, they might be able to score. See, here's where Cullen really needs to pick up another takedown, because you go into the third period.
Yeah, only 1-0. Anything, you know, it's still wide open.
It is.
11 seconds. And 2-on-1 again for Madrigal. That's going to end the second period. So here we go, third period, and Madrigal chooses down. Cullen from Cary Grove leading 1-0. 2 minutes to go, final match of the night.
Cullen will try to ride him, of course, but yeah, there's really not much.
There's your one. Madrigal turned quick, looked like he was going to attempt a shot there. 1-1.
So now he's really picked up the pace now, Madrigal. Of course, he's trying to give himself an opportunity to win this match.
One thing I will say about Madrigal, he has got a gas tank.
Yep. He's definitely picked up the pace now. He wants to try to create some action to give himself a chance to win this match.
Okay, minute 17. .105.
It'll come down to.
Could come down to. Well, it's going to be that take. There's a stall warning. So both have been warned for stalling now. Shot by Cullen. Madrigal defended.
See now at this point, the shots can't be just to look busy because you're going to be going overtime. You got to set up a clean shot so that you can put yourself in a position to actually win the match.
35 seconds. And another attempt by Cullen. Tried to go cross ankle there, nothing. 20 seconds. And we're off the mat. 8 seconds to go. We may have our first overtime match of the night here.
Yep, I think so.
Which is kind of surprising.
Who wants it the most?
Here we go. Sudden death.
Who wants it the most? Who's going to take the risk now?
So a quick reminder for those watching. You have a 1-minute sudden death overtime. Whoever scores wins.
Nice.
And, oh, he missed it. He was in on the single. Nope, and they're off the mat.
Wow.
That was close.
That was close.
I can see the Oak Park coach is not very happy.
No.
So he felt he still had both legs in bounds.
I agree. I absolutely agree with them. They stopped it way too soon.
So our referees here, 120, Scott Blankenship and Don Meikle. And there's a shot by Cullen. He's in on a leg.
Nice shot by Cullen. Nice shot.
And Madrigal has the body wrapped up. Still nothing.
Oh, he's on his back.
Are we looking for a defensive pin here? I can't. Well, see, we can't see from our angle. We can't tell.
Yeah, it looked like.
Uh-oh, there's the 2, though. They're going to give him the 2.
I think he deserved it. I really do.
So
I can see the coaches beside himself.
They're both of them. Both the Oak Park coaches are pretty upset, but they're going to call the 2, and that's it. That's going to be your match. So your winner in sudden death overtime, 3-1, Mike Cullen from Cary Grove.
You know, and you look at the coaches; they're so emotionally invested in their athletes that it's really difficult.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
I think that match with Gomez was one of the exciting matches of the night.
Absolutely. Well, and so much was on the line, and you throw into it the fact that you're dealing with 2 nationally ranked kids and placers, winners. For instance, you know, Gomez, Dvorak champ, Renteria, Ironman finalist 2 years in a row. Now he's been a state finalist 2 years in a row. And then both sophomores, so chances are pretty good we're going to see them all again.
Yep, doesn't look like they're going to be going to another weight class either. They're about that size.
And we started off again tonight with that phenomenal 126-pound match, and just I don't want to say surprising, but the way Yates came out and just went after it.
Yeah, he dominated, really.
Dominated the match. You know, that was one we were expecting to be fairly close, and Yates just came out right from the whistle.
He looked strong. He looked physically strong, but his position was stronger even. He just dominated the match because he never got out of position.
Yeah, and then we had O'Connor, of course, 132 pounds, and that was his second state championship, and as a sophomore. Now, he does have the shot at making it 4. Champion last year at 106 pounds. Champion this year at 132 pounds. Some of the other bits in here. Allen, of course, at 285. Junior, he'll probably be back next year. Nice win for Ford Marist. Again, this was the 2015 IHSA State Individual Championships, coming to you from the State Farm Center here in Champaign, Illinois, University of Illinois. It's been a pleasure, Lee.
Thank you, Mac. It's been a pleasure, too. I appreciate it.
And this is Mac Boland for IllinoisMatmen.com. I'm going to say good night. Hope you all enjoyed it.